Yo, 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 yo. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Maxandjuancast. We back at it, Max. He is back. My road dog's back. How you feeling, buddy?
Feeling a lot better. And nothing to do with Sunday's game. Physical ailments. Not that game did make me a little sick. Won't lie. I don't know. You want my 2 cents because I wasn't able to give it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you picked San Francisco, so
I
it's
mean, I wasn't expecting Philly to win this game. Like I thought it'd be closer, and I think it was closer than the score would indicate. Like what was it, like 21-13 in the fourth quarter,
yeah.
and then it just kind of got out of hand. When I saw Debo Samuel go back there for the kickoff, I was like, "Oh, okay, this
Or
is
the
their
warm
fucking
ups.
Super Bowl."
What about the warm
I know.
ups?
I was like, "All right, guys. First of all, Drake Greenlaw, fuck off. You fucking did a blatant dirty hit. Big Dom, you fucked up too. You're an idiot as well." But overall, just a joke of a situation, right? Like that's 15 yards. You don't have to get kicked the guy out.
Yeah.
Uh, my one thing, my one criticism of Sunday one,
Mm.
NFL referees suck.
No.
I think they'll always suck.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts got late hit, blatantly, out of bounds.
Yeah.
Patrick Holmes got hit inbounds blatantly. They throw the flag for one. There's no Marquez Valdez-Scantling got tackled.
And they ain't call it.
I get you want the guys to play right in the last few minutes, but is there not just like, well, if it's blatant,
It doesn't shock
you
me
know?
though. It doesn't shock
No,
me.
I know it doesn't because these fucking refs they swallow the tongue because it's too big of a moment. Lights get too bright. The fucking basketball report scared them how like they fucking threw the refs under the bus, and referees just suck. That's my only thing,
Yeah.
guys. I'm catching up in the picks though. The lead's shrinking. Every last 2 weeks, I've outperformed Juan. That's all I'm gonna say. It's down to four. It's down to four. It's quick. It might be.
Okay,
Might be,
motherfucker. Okay, we got it. We got up. Okay, look, subscribe to the channel. Make sure to hit that like button, comment down below, hit the post noties, all that good stuff. We're glad to have Max back in the mix. All right, he was well missed.
Juan's the Frisco hater, not me.
I mean, Max would have been singing the same kind of fucking tune
Oh my god,
that I did. On
he's the favorite for MV fucking P.
Dude, that was my whole thing.
This is like when Jimmy Garoppolo was getting MVP buzz, or like this is a fucking joke.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
I want to say one more thing about.
I'm sorry
about this whole Purdy thing. I said something on the recap that I want to get your opinion on. So my whole thing was like during that game, the first two drives, how bad did it look for the 49ers on offense?
Oh, I bet the whole first quarter Niner fans were shitting bricks.
Yeah, okay. The pressure was getting on. They went 3 and out. The fact that the 49ers defense, and props to them, held the Eagles to 6 points total, 2 field goals in a row. It's part
it could have been a completely different game down 14-0. You have to force the issue. And okay, take one fucking play from that game. It's the play to Christian McCaffrey out of the backfield where I don't give a fuck he threw that ball 20 yards downfield. It was wide open. It was Nicholas Morrow, who sucks in coverage, on arguably the best receiving back in the history of the NFL. One-on-one. Like, that is Kyle Shanahan. That's Christian McCaffrey. That's not your quarterback making a big boy fucking throw. I'm sorry. This was the deciding thing, and this is what scares me about the Eagles is our OC and DC, I thought were killed on both sides of the ball. There's this whole narrative. I think David Carr came out and said Jalen Hurts put Marcus Mariota in. Fuck off. That's such a lazy take.
That's a bad take.
Jalen Hurts isn't perfect. But one thing, like if you want to say the turnovers, the way he kind of plays leads to it. Well, like he gives AJ Brown a shot. He'll do it too much sometimes.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts, he needs to get better. I mean, the play calling stuck out to me both ways. It's like we had him in the first quarter. It's like we're just going to keep doing it, and it's like no, they'll figure it out. They'll adjust. It's San Francisco.
Yeah.
San Francisco scares me. I wouldn't want to play them. Yeah, that's my take. San Francisco, I tip my hat to you. But if you think Brock Purdy's the MVP, go fuck yourself. I mean that. Go fuck yourself. There's nothing you can tell me. I'll be a dumb idiot There's not one stat you have who can back it up. Because, guys, this offense has looked elite pretty much for the last 3 years. You have a quarterback who's finally average instead of below average. Jimmy G sucked. He was the biggest Achilles heel. So now you have a good quarterback who's not an MVP. What do you think this offense will look like one with Herbert or Josh Allen or Mahomes? You think they can't do this shit?
Right.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, the Eagles at no point, except in the first quarter, made it where Brock Purdy had to make shit happen that wasn't there and he couldn't do it. After that, they had the code cracked. It was wide open. Yeah. That's the difference between an MVP candidate and a good quarterback, like a la Kirk Cousins, a la Jared Goff. When the shit's not there to be had, when you play a fucking team that has your shit bagged, then you have to make a play. Tell me when Brock Purdy does that. That's all I have to say.
Well said, brother.
I know I'm salty Eagles fan. I picked you guys to win.
Trust me, last podcast, bro, I was banging the same drum.
Fucking clown. That's why I don't like the Niners fan base. Because first of all, when they suck one, how empty is that stadium?
Yeah, nowhere to be found.
Oh my god, we can't go to a game. They suck. All you see is New Jerseys.
New Jerseys, baby. Shout out to Joey. All right, let's get into the pick'ems. Like Max said, he's down 4. He's been on a roll the last 2 weeks. We'll rapid fire a couple of these first ones, man, because they're pretty bad.
Oh,
they're not that
game
good.
Of the week, Thursday night football.
Yeah, Thursday night football.
This is why the Steelers fucking suck, everybody. I said it on the show. I said I'm picking them to win, but I hope they fucking lose.
Yeah, they lost.
Because they suck.
And they lost.
Are not. Hey, did Kenny Pickett getting hurt matter? No, not at all. Not at all.
Mr. Trubisky is pretty bad, though, too.
Fumbles his first snap or something.
All right, look, me and Max, with all that said, the Patriots are just as fucking bad, dude. They can't score
absolutely.
Points.
Yeah.
13-9. I'm rolling with the better defense. The defense that can make dynamic plays, as crazy as that sounds. The Patriots D has been playing lights out also, but I got to go with the Steelers, man. I think they get the edge slightly. I'm not excited to watch this game.
Bet it. Bet it.
Bet the under. 13-9.
Pittsburgh. Yeah.
And I got 13-9, man. Let's move on.
So Pittsburgh's scoring a touchdown for you?
Maybe. That can be a bunch of field goals.
Or is it like 2 safeties and 3 field goals?
Yeah, I can see that or a short field, like they get it on the 5.
Mac Jones wasn't just as bad as Zappy. Just want to point that out there. So everyone talking shit.
Yeah. They suck. It's bad. Okay. Rams, Baltimore. Rams coming off a win. Ravens coming off a bye. Ravens are 7.5-point favorites at home. Look, what do you think about this game, Max? Because the Rams are rolling. They look good.
They are rolling. They don't have the talent to beat Baltimore. I think Baltimore's defense is going to be able to stop the only 2 weapons of Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. Baltimore can get after the passer. The Rams O-line's bad, like you know. That's the recipe to beat them. Get after Stafford. Yeah. And I don't think they can slow down the Ravens' offense. So I'm going Baltimore 31-14. I don't think it'll be a close game.
Yeah, I'm going Baltimore as well. I think you hit it right on the nose, Max. The Rams, they're all offense. So that's what you have to stop. I have confidence that the Ravens can do that, man. Let me show the score for the peeps. I got Baltimore 31-26, and Max has Baltimore 31-14. Okay, Detroit, Chicago. This is a rematch from a couple of weeks back. Chicago had a, 17-point lead, I think. Lions came roaring back. They ended up winning this game. This is the rematch. They're in Chicago. Detroit's favored by 3.5. What do you think about this one?
I think it's going to be sneaky close. I think Justin Fields is going to make some plays, especially with the defense that lacks some key playmakers. I think Detroit will get it done at the end of the day. They just have too much talent. I'm going to go 27-24. Again, Justin Fields, these are important games for you. Ball out. If you have the number 1 pick, I guess that Caleb guy's, if he's still going to be the number 1 pick, that is. It's nice to hold that and not need a quarterback. That's for sure.
Look, I think Justin Fields is good as gone. I don't think Chicago is gonna stick with him. I got the Lions. I'm not worried about the Lions. I think they still have a dynamic offense. Is their defense scaring me a little bit? Yeah, but not against Chicago. I don't see it. Sad news about the Lions, man. Ali McNeil is officially out. He's on IR at least for 4 games with a knee injury.
What?
Yeah, so Ali McNeil's gonna be out for a good little stretch here. So get healthy, my boy, Ali McNeil. Okay, Indianapolis, Cincinnati. Look, Cincinnati had a great Monday night. Jake Browning looked pretty solid against Gardner Minshew, who I want to point out, forgot to say this on the pod, Gardner Minshew is our comeback player of the year. This man is willing the fucking Colts to the playoffs.
MVP.
Fuck it. Nah. But I got to give credit to Gardner Minshew, man. Everyone's.
I thought my Tennessee pick was pretty good.
OT, and then, it was close.
And they, oh man, yeah, no, this Colts team. I mean, this game definitely got scarier to pick. I thought Cincinnati was going to get smacked on Monday night, but the Jags couldn't do it. They lost a close one, so go go Indianapolis.
Yeah,
go.
And the urgency. Minshew. The urgency needs to be there, Max, because
8-5, you're pretty much a lock.
But the division is open now. The Jags are down. Like Trevor Lawrence is hurt.
Down bad. Yeah, and this is the one thing that's not like the silver lining of Anthony Richardson. Gardner Minshew understands the system. He's been in it. This is his second year there, or maybe third. He's just a better quarterback at this stage in the game. Now the highs might not be as high. But there's no lows with Gardner Minshew. He's pretty fucking good. Like, he's pretty consistent. Or Anthony Richardson, he's got a lot of shit to figure out.
Comeback
he's a rookie quarterback.
Comeback player?
Absolutely. Right. He's great. He's awesome. He's played himself into. I don't know. It's a close one. It'd be tough. I don't know.
But I think Gardner deserves it. I think Gardner deserves it, man.
I think both guys deserve it, but one guy's kind of just a Queen of England. Like, you're just fucking just a monarch.
All right, me and Max both got Colts, man. 26-24. Max has 20-17. A little bit on the Bengals. Impressed at all? I was impressed.
Very impressed. Very impressed. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Speaking of those Jags, who lost on Monday Night Football to Jake Browning, they're going to Cleveland this week. Cleveland is 3-point favorites. They're at home. Max, what do you think about this one?
Well, if Trevor Lawrence was playing, I'd pick them, but I'm going to go with Cleveland Browns. This is a perfect game for them to sneak into the play, help them get into the playoffs. Like, they need to just beat on this team. CJ Beathard is not good at football.
Yes, thank you.
Cleveland's defense should be able to get after him, and as long as the offense doesn't do enough harm, hurt themselves, they'll win this game. Yeah, 20-10, low scoring affair.
I got 23-17. I don't trust CJ.
I don't see where you think those fucking points are coming from.
Well, they still got Travis Etienne, and they got a couple receivers.
What can we do? And we only know you'll run the ball. What will we do?
Look. One guy that I want to point out, Josh Allen. I mean, put the guy in the defensive player category. MVP. But seriously,
dude, that fucking pick on Tyler Boyd was a joke. I was like, what are you doing? Eat the fucking ball.
Yeah, my boy wanted to be a fucking hero, man. Cleveland needs this one, though. Rolling with Cleveland. Okay, Carolina, New Orleans. New Orleans is 5-point favorites. Jameis Winston is probably going to be the starter for this one. Derek Carr is probably going to be out with a concussion, fucked up leg. Wow, who else fucking knows what
Bruce
else?
Irvin.
Bruce
talking
Irvin.
Shit about your old boy.
Bruce Irvin never liked Derek Carr. Let's just put it out there. Look, I was disappointed with Carolina last week. We all thought that whole coaching shit and we're talking them up. It didn't fucking matter. That was their chance to get a win, Max. I don't know how you feel this week, but
it's this week. It's this week.
You're crazy. I don't know what
I think Carolina.
What the fuck do you?
I think if I get one, I get 2 wins.
Look at you now. I'm look.
No, because last week they were just they were like, fuck Frank Wright. We got to figure it out, but we're still young. So then, last week, they were like, oh, we can compete. We're actually not bad. Now it's wounded animal. The Saints are a wounded fucking animal.
No, this is
their fucking week. This is their Super Bowl.
Max.
This is their like Almo. Like this is gonna be the thing. They're gonna beat that fucking drum.
Bullshit.
17-14. Jameis is gonna throw a couple pick sixes. The offense will put up just enough. I like my chances.
This is
Carolina
bullshit.
17, New Orleans 14.
This
is one's lock of the week, boys. Don't lock it in.
I got the Saints 24-10. I think that's bullshit. This is why I don't trust Max.
I picked this game before. I honestly, when I heard Derek Carr was out, I was like, Jameis will fuck this. This is the game Jameis loses. This is the game.
Jameis can slang that thing, man.
Slang it to fuck JC Horn and co. Yeah, for sure.
JC Horn's out, so just FYI, go with the Munchkin. It's okay.
Boy, why is he the number one corner? He didn't play?
I don't think so. All right, Houston Jets in New York. Houston is 6.5-point favorites, looking for that playoff spot still, trying to lock it in and potentially division. They're on the prowl too. Look, man, the Jets are just not good enough. They can't score points. They pissed me off last week against the Falcons. I was so mad that you got that.
I can't. Tim Boyle didn't fucking. I mean,
Trevor
look. Why even bench Zach Wilson? That's what I'm saying. Like they only did that to appease their stupid fucking fan base. Yeah. And you guys are fucking stupid. And I'm saying it, and I like you guys. But the grass isn't always greener. Learn it. Tim Boyle sucks. Trevor Siemian sucks. Zach Wilson sucks less than those two fucking losers. I'm sorry. He's not much better, but hey, at least he has a fucking dynamic arm. At least he doesn't throw a 99-yard pick six on a fucking Hail Mary. I'll be that asshole. Go ahead, Juan. Sorry.
All right. We're both rolling with Houston. Houston, look, the only thing I can't stand about Houston right now, man, is Tank Dell, my boy. Out for the season. Tough blow for Houston, man. But
the defense for the Jets scares me too. It's like, is the CJ Stroud rookie game?
It might be. It's weird because CJ Stroud lost to the Carolina out of all teams. Like
no, the Texans lost. It wasn't CJ Stroud.
That's
the problem. Bryce Young's not 11-1. The fucking Panthers is not. It's a team fucking sport. That's why people like you think Brock Purdy's MVP. Brock Purdy.
I've never said that. Check the podcast, asshole. I'm on your fucking side. Shut up. Jesus Christ, you fake Philly fan. You picked the Niners. You're Brock boy. All right, look, Minnesota.
I bet I picked the Eagles more than you picked the fucking Raiders, buddy.
That's bullshit. That's bull. I picked the Raiders.
I should go back and compile like your pick with the Raiders.
You might be close. You're not
you think you have 8 wins with the Raiders? Oh yeah, because you had that 1 year.
Yeah, we up there, baby. All right, look. Speaking of them Raiders are 3-point underdogs at home against the Minnesota Vikings, who have Justin Jefferson finally coming back after that injury. He's going to play in this one. He's fully healthy. He had a full practice today. What do you think about this one, Max?
I think Nate Hobbs is going to have his hands full, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be tough to cover Justin Jefferson with the whole Raiders secondary. I'm going Minnesota, Purple People Eaters, 24-14. Raiders, Antonio Pierce. It's falling apart, buddy.
Cinderella story has finally fucking burned down like Chris Sims predicted. Look, 27-26. I got a close one. I'm not going to lie. I switched my pick immediately. When I sent my picks, I got some interesting news about the Raiders. Max Crosby might be out for the season. So the Raiders just signed like 3 defensive ends.
Why? Because they played him with that fucked up knee in a game they were destined to lose?
I mean, is
that it?
I mean, it's his knee, man. That shit's bad.
Why don't go ahead and sit him because
it's infected. It's infected. You don't play with that shit. He can lose his fucking leg possibly playing with that shit if he doesn't get it.
Yeah. Hey, why don't you save your one fucking good player?
Yeah.
Tyree Wilson, trot him out there. Fuck him.
Fuck Tyree Wilson. That was your boy. All right, look.
You had him higher than me.
All right, we're both rolling with Minnesota, man. Let's go to Seattle and San Francisco. San Francisco's 10.5-point favorites. Seattle coming off of that brutal loss against Dallas on Thursday Night Football, which was a great game, by the way. And then, of course, Frisco coming off of that big win in Philly. How you feeling about this one?
I'm gonna go with the Niners because I don't think they're like the team that's gonna just have a shit show after like that performance. I think there is like a slim chance of like how hard did they go in Philly?
Yeah.
Like they went balls to the wall. It may be next week they're a little zapped and they come out and start slow and Seattle can punch them in the mouth. I don't think Seattle can block these guys at all. So I'm going 24-10. 28-10 Frisco. I want to see it happen when I just don't think it will.
Yeah, I got Frisco as well. Look, Seattle kind of scares me because I thought they played a pretty good game against Dallas. It was just Dak Prescott simply made plays with CD Lamb. Like,
Yeah.
DK had the game of his life.
That's their downfall.
Yeah.
Seattle.
Geno, DK, Jackson Smith, and Jigba had a big game. I thought their defense did pretty well against Dallas, and they just still couldn't get the job done. Plus, to top it all off with all this, Charbonnet and Kenny Walker are both banged up.
Oh yeah, there was DJ Dallas was the featured back at the end. Real quick, do you think Jackson Smith and Jigba's having a good rookie year?
I think so. I think he's just trapped behind DK and Tyler Lockett.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's a difference when Quentin Johnson's like out there. It's like we actually need you.
Like
they don't need him, but
when he's called, I would say this: it took him a while for Geno to trust him. I think it's obvious with that, but now they're starting to hit the big plays. I wouldn't be surprised if these last like 5 games he really catches fire.
Yeah,
wouldn't be surprised at all.
Oh no, I agree 100%.
Okay, which probably was circled on your calendar for game of the year. Buffalo and Kansas City. This game is kind of weak. Buffalo is struggling. Kansas City struggling. It's in KC, 2.5-point favorites. Everyone's gonna be talking about the rematch of the
Taylor Swift will be there.
How do you feel about this one? The Chiefs. I mean, they didn't look all that good against Green Bay.
No, they did not win. And I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills in a tight game, 30-27, because of one thing. I think Buffalo's desperate. I think their backs are against the wall. And I think, same thing, Josh Allen against Philly. He played the game of his life, and he came up a little short because his team didn't help him out. I think they're going to get the win in KC. I think it'll be a gritty game. Josh Allen looking for revenge. Buffalo's going to get up for this game. They need it bad. They really fucking need this game. Going Buffalo.
Look, I went with Kansas City. I think it's going to be a close one, 29-28. Look, I think the deciding factor in this one's going to be a turnover. One thing I like about the Chiefs' defense is that they get turnovers, whether it's a pick, fumble, and I feel like whether it's James Cook, Kincaid, Josh Allen throwing a pick, the Buffalo Bills love to turn over the ball, and I can't trust them. I'm rolling with the Chiefs. I think Mahomes has been hearing a lot of chatter to the point where Tommy DeVito, as a meme, is being compared stat-wise to Patrick Mahomes this year. It's fucking hilarious. But I'm rolling with the Chiefs, man. I get you, though, Max, with the whole desperate thing with Buffalo. They need to win these games, especially where you thought Cincinnati was a dead man walking. It's obvious they're going to be fighting for this playoff spot all the way through without Burrow.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, 100%.
All right. Denver Chargers. I think this is a loser leaves town. Loser leaves the fucking playoff race. Straight up. It's in LA. Chargers are favored by 3.
I think Staley's last game if he loses.
You think so?
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure.
Oh, my goodness. I hope so. I'm rolling with Denver. 24-23. I got a close one. I like what I seen from Denver last week. I thought they played with some grit. Russell Wilson made plays down the stretch again to get him in place to have a chance to win the game. It was a tough throw. Jimmy Ward made a great play, jump ball. I think Denver's pretty solid, man. I think they could beat the Chargers.
I think it's a tough game to pick for sure. I'm going Chargers because I got to. This is just my team. This is my team away from teams. This is the team I cheat on the Eagles with. They always fuck me. You know what I mean? I'm always left. I'm about to get fucked. I'm going with the Chargers 24-20. Again, desperation. Justin Herbert, this is the game he loves to win. He's like,
I felt like the Chargers have been having desperation though, like the last couple weeks here. That the fact that they won that 6-0 game against the Patriots, my goodness,
oh my god,
it was so ugly, and they managed to fucking cover. That's the crazy thing, they fucking covered. All right.
Before you go to Sunday night one, we missed the Tampa Bay Falcons game.
Oh my goodness, I did, and I missed them in our pick'ems also. Okay, so Atlanta, Tampa Bay, who you rolling with?
God. I mean, this is when Atlanta fucks us, right? But I'm going Atlanta. 18-16. Like, this is prime Ritter just shits the bed.
Yeah. I got to go with Atlanta as well. 24-20. I love Mike Evans. I want to give a shout out again. I gave him a shout out before, but want to do it again. 1,000 yards, tying Randy Moss for most 1,000 yards in a career, right behind Jerry Rice.
Yeah, he's gonna go down as the most underrated receiver in NFL history.
Yeah, most definitely.
He's so fucking good.
Yeah. But look, Atlanta, as much as I hate them, I just don't like this Tampa Bay team. I think they're kind of packing it in. They have a lot of injuries. They're just not good enough. And Atlanta's defense, time and time again, they seem to make plays. And I'm saying this in Jesse Bates. Like, Jesse Bates has been amazing this year. I think he has like 5 picks. So I got to roll with Atlanta, even though I hate their offense, man. It's pitiful at times. They should have lost that game against the Jets. The Jets could have just scored fucking points. They should have lost. It was embarrassing. My goodness. Okay, we're good on that one, Max. Philly, Dallas.
We're good. 3 games left. Yep, let's do it.
All right, Philly and Dallas, game of the week. 3.5 point underdogs. Philly is. This is in Dallas. Dallas coming off of that Thursday night win. Of course, Philly coming off of that loss against San Francisco. I like Philly. Look, I want to say this, and I want to reiterate it again. I'm not scared. Look, was it a bad loss? Yes. But at the end of the day, it's a wound. It's a wound. It's a regular season loss. The Eagles are still good. They have a tough stretch right here. They had Buffalo, San Francisco. Now they have fucking Dallas.
City,
and then Kansas City the week before that. So it's a tough stretch. You got they weren't gonna go perfect in this stretch. Okay?
No.
I feel like they have Dallas's number. I still feel like they're a fucking really great team. They'll be fine. This team is 10-2, folks. Just because the 49ers bully them doesn't mean they're frauds. Shut the fuck up, Stephen A. Smith. You're ridiculous. They're a 10-2 fucking team for a reason. They know how to win. I feel like they're going to handle business against Dallas. How do you feel?
I'm scared, one. But I am happy that we kind of got humbled a little bit, so maybe that'll get us back on track. You know, the Eagles kind of lost their composure. And again, the game wasn't like a blowout from the first. It was 14-6 at halftime. At the end of the third quarter, it was like 28 to like 18. It wasn't as big a blowout as it seemed. Like, got away at the end, no doubt. They had our number, but I think the Eagles are going to bounce back in a big way. This will really lock up the number 1 seed if we can win this game. 28-27. I'm going with the Eagles in a very close game. I'm scared of Dak Prescott. He's playing the best ball of his career. That's why I don't think these are the same old Cowboys. Dak Prescott's changing the narrative of this Cowboy team.
He's been
balling.
How he's playing. He's been balling. I want to say this about Dak Prescott. You know, we're always talking about those plays where perfect coverage, you got pressure on the quarterback, but what does Mahomes do? He evades the sack, makes a fucking play on third down, breaks your fucking heart, or he runs for a first down. I seen that in Dak in that Seattle game. Down in the fourth quarter, driving on down the field. I think it was a third down. I forgot who had him in his grasp, but straight up free sack at Dak. Dak breaks the sack, rolls out right, hits a receiver for a first down. Those are the fucking plays, man, where it's like, oh my goodness, that's taking it up a level. And I'm gonna take my crow. I wanted another week of it. I seen it. It happened. I'm good. Dak Prescott, he's playing fucking great this year. That against a Seattle opponent who I don't think is all that bad. And let's see if he can do it against Philly, because Philly, we all know, their pass defense is just not that good. Besides the pass rush, if that's not going, guys can get open and get some yards on Philly.
The linebackers were a fucking just horrible.
Darius
on
Leonard,
Sunday.
Shaq Leonard,
Shaq Leonard, Shaq.
Shaq
He
Leonard.
didn't change it back.
Hype at
so
all?
Hopefully, it'll definitely help because he's probably better than what we got, but it's not saying much.
Yeah. All right. So me and Max are both picking Philly. Should be a good one, folks. All right. 2 Monday night football games back to back.
Perfect.
This is what the fuck are we doing, NFL? It's week 14, and we're doing this back to back Monday night games. We'll make this one quick. Miami, Tennessee, 13.5-point favorites is Miami at home.
35-10. Sorry.
Yeah. I got 33-17. I just think they're better than Tennessee, man. Miami looks good. They should handle business.
No doubt. MVP. Give it to him.
I love
it's between him and Purdy. Who's got the weaker arm?
Who has the better? Hey, on a side note, shouldn't Tyreek be getting some more love for MVP Absolutely. For what he's doing?
No, it's just a quarterback award. How can Tyreek catch the ball while it's not thrown?
He is fucking ridiculous, Max.
Oh my god, this might be a year like another quarterback doesn't win it, but like the truth of the matter is, unfortunately, quarterbacks are just the most valuable position, so they're going to get the award. But like, it's crazy to me that Jalen Hurts is going to be like that game just eviscerated the chances for the award. Yeah, oh wait. If he wins next week and the game after, he'll be right back in it. That's a fucking joke. Yeah. I think MVP voting, what is it, every week it changes?
Yeah, every week.
Like, what if Josh Allen what if they win out? Yeah. They go 11-6.
It's all about the narrative, it's who's winning. Lamar
Jackson.
Jackson.
Brock Purdy's narrative. No one thought I could do it, so we should give him an MVP.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
That's what it is. Okay, last game of the week. Green Bay. Yeah, Tommy fucking DeVito. Look, man, I got Green Bay. I don't like Tommy DeVito. I don't like the Giants. The Packers look good. I think Jordan Love is playing some fucking ball, man.
You remember when the GM's like, these are important. We'll need to know. I'm like, dude, he's a franchise quarterback. It's pretty fucking obvious. They're going to win this game 27-13. Jordan Love's looked very good the last few weeks. And his talent is, there's no denying it.
Yeah. And it's crazy scary how he looks so similar to Rodgers at times. Like, just the way that he plays. It's not like 100%, but some of the fucking like flick of the wrist type shit, like it looks like Rodgers, man.
A lot of arm talent.
Yeah, a lot of arm talent, man. Shout out to Jordan Love. Shout out to my scouting. Wish we had the pod back then, but I'm a big Jordan Love fan, baby. I love
Still a bad pick. Still a bad fucking pick. Sorry.
Get your franchise guy, baby. All right, look, that's gonna do it for the pick'ems, guys. Week 14 pick'ems in the books. All right, now we are at our weekly segment of Xbox Live Talk, keeping the name. Okay, last week we did overrated players. Okay, me and Max had some good talk about that. This week we're gonna do underrated players. All right, I got a lot of guys. So look, I want to bring up the criteria for my list. Okay, what'd you say, Max? I didn't even hear you.
Huh?
What'd you say?
No, I didn't say it. As a Max Crosby, all 5.
He's rated pretty good now. Okay, look, my underrated players criteria list. First of all, I did not want to pick a single rookie. I think it's dumb.
I don't think any picked rookies.
Yeah, I don't think I seen your list. You didn't have any rookies on it.
No.
Second criteria, I try to pick guys who haven't had any type of awards. I got maybe like 3, maybe 4 guys on here that have been to a Pro Bowl, but for the most part,
but I mean, who doesn't go to a fucking Pro Bowl? He's not the 7th alternate.
I think that's surprising for a lot of these guys. Then I think that says a lot in today's game if you haven't been to a Pro Bowl, because it's super easy to get in with all the fucking alternates.
All right, well, hit me with one. Hit me an offense first. Give me an offense.
Okay, I don't have a lot of offense. Okay, Cedric Wilson, wide receiver.
This asshole says 5 offense, 5 defense, and then he's like, "Yo,
I went crazy, bro. I went crazy." All right, Cedric Wilson, wide receiver for the Miami Dolphins. I think he's underrated. I think he's
I would go Braxton. I didn't put this guy on my list, but Braxton Berrios could be on that list too.
You think so?
I think he's underrated. Yeah, he's a good player.
I'm surprised to hear you say that.
Usually, I mean, he's trash, but he's not that bad. No. I think, my list, my criteria is just guys I think are underrated, like criminally underrated. First guy I put was Joe Mixon. He's never talked about as top 5 running back, but the truth is he is a top 5 running back. What can't he do? One, I think unfortunately he plays behind Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. And he almost got cut because of the running back position. But how good has Joe Mixon been his whole fucking career?
Yeah, he's been really good, and I think
he's always playing.
The Bengals are getting him on a really good discount. He took a pay cut to go back to Cincinnati, so that's another thing to consider with him. No, I completely agree. I want to say this. For the most part, everyone on your list, I agree with. Max got a lot of the big name guys, which 100% right. Like you have Devontae Smith on here.
I think Devontae Smith would be a number 1 receiver on some teams, but I don't think he gets any credit because he's not AJ Brown. Like he's a really good number 2. I feel like he's an overqualified 2.
Yes.
I'm not trying to be a homer. I just don't think people outside of Philly like them. Like it's crazy because might have been like the most talked about wide receiver prospect because of the Heisman and shit. And if he could do it, but then he went to Philly and it was like, oh, we run the ball. Like I don't think he'll ever put up a monster year because you're in Philly. It's not going to happen. Yeah. Like you run the ball. You have AJ Brown.
I think
it'd be like, is Tyler Lockett on yours?
No, Tyler Lockett's not on mine.
But is he ever going to put up a monster year playing next to DK?
Probably not.
But how good is he?
Very good. Very good.
So that's my point.
Look, with Devontae Smith, I feel like no one will be surprised if he ever has like a 200+ yard like receiving game, because that's how talented he is. I think Max hit it right on the nose. The whole AJ Brown thing, like AJ Brown's really good, so he's pretty much like the top dog there. But Devontae Smith, don't get it twisted, overqualified wide receiver 2 in Philly. Hit it on the nose. Another receiver I want to go over that you had on your list, Christian Kirk, who I completely agree, man. I think
I was a big hater. I was like, this guy's fucking trash. Like, why the I mean, I remember saying, yeah, you overpay for him. He's good. But I was like, this ain't worth it. And I was 100% wrong.
Yeah.
He was absolutely worth every penny they paid him. Do it all for them. And again, it's not like DK 6'4", 4.3 speed. It's just run crisp routes, get open, catch balls. That's all he does. Very underrated.
Yeah. I want to stay on the offensive end. Probably the 2 guys that I had that were the most known in, football world. I had Kirk Cousins and Jared Goff. 2 quarterbacks. Those are so I think they're criminally underrated.
I think I don't agree with Jared Goff. I think he is like appropriately rated now. I think Kirk Cousins is absolutely underrated. All anyone ever does is shit on him or say he can't win a big game. They're never favored. They're always the worst team, but he can't win a big game. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Kirk Cousins underrated.
Yeah, I think both of them are. I know Jared Goff gets a lot of shit, but I think the last couple years that he's been in Detroit, he's always done pretty fucking good, man. And I think the fact that Detroit keeps him is a big deal. Like it's a reason why, and he puts up great stats. And it's not like Detroit has the best wide receiver weapons. Like the guy's second receiver is Josh Reynolds. Like it's something to fucking say about Jared Goff, man. I just think he gets a lot of hate, dude. Kind of similar to Kirk Cousins. They're just guys who when it looks bad, it's bad.
I think they're just easy to hate on.
Yeah.
They're white, they're not cool.
Yeah.
Like they've had some bad moments.
Yeah. Like Kirk Cousins had some bad playoff moments, and then Jared Goff, the whole Super Bowl, that's what dug his grave. I mean, to the point like his confidence was shot. But he got it right back in Detroit, man. let's go to Travis Etienne and Terry McLaurin to fill out your offensive
I think Terry
list.
McLaurin speaks for itself. He's just a guy who has not had a good quarterback, and Sam Howell's been good. I wouldn't say great.
Yeah.
He's never. If you put Terry McLaurin on the Chiefs, how scary would he be?
Yeah.
Put him on a team that just aired it out to him. And this guy's played with Heineke, Alex Smith. He's so fucking talented. Never gets the credit. And Travis Etienne, he's a top 5 running back one in the NFL, talent-wise, production-wise, and no one talks about him. I get the running back position's dead, and we don't really talk about it, but it's all Christian McCaffrey, this, Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb. This guy's on par with them. I'm not saying he's as good as those. Like, he's not as good as McCaffrey, but he's in that tier. Like, he is fucking really good. He's slippery. He can run the ball. Home run speed, good hands. I like Travis Etienne a lot. Always have, always will. I'm a huge fan. And I don't think he gets any credit because he's not a quarterback and Trevor Lawrence is number 1 pick.
Yeah. And shout out to Max. I want to give him some more props. He had him number 1 in his running back ranking when the draft process
Shout out to Big Naj.
Yeah, shout out to Big Najee for me. I had Najee 1. That was a back and forth debate. I give in on it. Travis Etienne is a fucking stud, man. As of lately, like recency, he's been kind of banged up. I think that's part of the reason why his yards have been going down. But like Max said, he's the whole package. Home run, catch the ball, in between.
I thought last year he was so big for them. Like, he was ridiculously important for them.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, to fill out a couple more guys on offense that I had. Sam Howell. I know he barely meets the criteria for me. He's a second-year player. I think he's fucking good, man. I really like Sam Howell. I think he's in a dysfunctional situation. And with all that said, he's still throwing touchdowns. He's been throwing for a shit ton of yards. And I think he just fits the eye test, dude. He's not scared with pressures in his face. He makes plays with his feet. He has a great arm. Sam Howell, dude, I think he's super underrated in the league, man. Doesn't get enough talked about just because of the losses. That's the big thing with quarterbacks. It's all about the wins and losses. All right. Another guy who I think is right below Devontae Smith, and Max is probably going to disagree. I'm kind of curious how he's going to think. Brandon Ayuk from the 49ers. I think he's an overqualified number 2 guy as well.
No, I think he's number 1 receiver on their team.
There you go. I think he's
better than Deebo Samuel as a receiver.
I think he's absolutely amazing, man. I think he's one of the best route runners in the league, as crazy as that sounds.
Yeah, he's really good. I agree.
Great hands. And I thought he has improved every single year he's been in the league.
There was a time where he was in the fucking doghouse.
Yeah, he started off slow. He started off really slow.
Yeah.
And he's been.
Do you remember what I said about Deebo last week?
Yes.
You remember did I say he's overrated completely, or I said just one aspect of him is overrated?
Yeah.
And then the aspect I was like, well, if you give him the ball, he's like the best at breaking tackles, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to make sure I'm not fucking high.
Yeah. Okay, one last guy that I have on offense. Michael Carter, running back. I know it's random. Michael Carter, he was a running back for the Jets. Now he's on the Cardinals. I think he's solid, man. I think if he can find a home, he can do some things.
He looked great in silver and black.
He would. But I love myself some Michael Carter. I also like Dearness Johnson, who's on the Jags. I forgot to put him on this list. I'm just thinking of him now. Just a couple backup running backs who I think that can have some good production and are pretty solid. It's just hard to find that value with running backs because you can get them all over the place. Okay. Let's go. Did you have any linemen? No, you didn't have linemen.
No, I don't think there's a lot of underrated linemen.
I had 2 linemen. I had Brian
O'Neill.
I'm
sorry, Jason Kelsey was number 1 for me, MVP candidate.
I had Brian O'Neill. He's a tackle for the Vikings.
Yeah, he's good.
And then I had John Feliciano, guard.
Oh, fuck off.
49er great right now. Okay, I like John Feliciano. I think he's pretty fucking solid, man. Underrated as fuck. Okay, defense. This is where it gets exciting. The defense is
Oh, I
deep.
feel like there's 100 defensive guys.
Yes, there's so many defensive guys. There's a lot of guys that I just couldn't put because I was like, I'm getting way too fucking many at this point. Let's go over the
Well,
big
here let's
ones.
let's start off with pass rushers.
Yeah.
Let's start your pass rushers.
Okay. Pass rusher. The best guy that I have, Josh Allen. I think he's underrated. I think this year with the way that he's playing, he deserves to be in the tier with Watt, Garrett, and Crosby. I honestly feel like that. Is he better than
And
those
Nick
guys?
Bosa. And Nick Bosa.
Yeah, gotta put Bosa in there, but maybe just the AFC. Okay, we'll say it for the AFC. Josh Allen though, man, he's one of the few guys that have actually made a Pro Bowl. He made a Pro Bowl 2 years ago in 2019, but I think he's great, man. Underrated as fuck. That's how I feel. You like Josh Allen too, right?
Josh Allen, yeah. I wasn't a big fan of him coming out.
Yeah.
Someone I'm gonna have to eat crow on. Hassan Reddick. Goes back to my days before he became a Philly monster. We said he had a year, and we were like, I believe it's one of the first years we ever did the podcast. We were like, this guy is fool's fucking gold.
Yeah.
Do not touch him with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah.
We were completely wrong about him. He's not the best against the run, but he is. How dynamic is he against the pass one, and how athletic is he?
Yeah.
His athleticism.
He found his system.
First of all, he got better. They were trying to play him at linebacker. They're like, you know what? Just rush the fucking passer. You're 6'5", you're fast as shit. You have long arms. I love Hassan Reddick. He won me over. I think he's underrated. I think, we always talked about the Philly D line. It's like you talk about all of them, but you don't focus any of them out enough, Excuse me. I think he's more than changed my mind. I think he's underrated, and I'm going to stay with it. To Darius Smith. He got cut last year, or they traded him for like a 6th-round pick. He's been so fucking good for Cleveland. He's been so good. Other than that one really hurt year in Green Bay, he's been great ever since he left Baltimore. I just want to give him props, man.
Yeah.
Physical, big. It's like you can't block the fucker.
I
think he's helped unlock Myles Garrett one. I think it's made life easier for Myles Garrett having someone so dynamic to rush with. Like, I get you, Jadeveon Clowney was fun and cool, but bro, Zadarius Smith's better than Jadeveon Clowney.
Yeah. Look, I love both of these players, Zadarius Smith and Hassan Reddick. But one thing on Hassan Reddick, I feel like this was more of Max eating crow, like he said. I think Hassan Reddick is rated perfectly now, but I completely agree with you with you got to understand where he came from and our opinion of him before. But I think right now in this point in time, Hassan Reddick's rated perfectly. A lot of people talk about him. I mean, part of it is he plays for Philly, and Philly's really good. They were in the Super Bowl, so when you play on a really good team and you're on national television, you're always going to get the credit that you're due. Like Josh Allen, the Jags haven't been on Monday Night Football in 4 fucking years. So
12 years.
12 years. There you go. 12 fucking years. So it's kind of hard to get fucking recognized when you're always playing on Sundays. That's part of it.
What's crazy about Hassan Reddick, and sorry, I'm just going back to it, is it's 7.5 sacks his first 3 years in the NFL.
Yeah.
And he
was playing linebacker. He was playing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Isaiah
They were
Simmons
like, what do you do? I guess Arizona's just the place of not figure shit out. That's what I've learned.
Yeah.
They just draft really talented guys who are we don't know what the fuck to do with you.
Okay. I got some more defensive ends. Alex Highsmith for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
I think this guy's criminally underrated, man. I think he's a fucking baller. He has a kind of a balanced game too, man. He can bull rush you, he can bend the edge, he's good against the run, he's good against the pass, obviously, and he's a great duo with TJ Watt in Pittsburgh, man. Love myself some Alex Highsmith. If I can go to another guy, pass rusher, let me see.
I would say somebody who's underrated is Michael Pierce. I don't know what the fuck Baltimore does with big people. They just seem to always find ways.
Well, speaking of
same thing with Clowney. They reinvigorated him.
Yeah. Well, a guy that I have from Baltimore, Justin Monabuke. defensive tackle, 10 sacks this year. He's a free
Really?
agent. Yeah, he's gonna be a free agent after this year. He's gonna get paid. He's gonna get paid. Another defensive tackle, Aleem McNeil. If you guys watched our Detroit Lions video, I think he's a stud, man. He's injured right now. He's gonna be out for a minute, but Aleem McNeil, straight fucking baller, dude. Who else do we have on this list? Quincy.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Do you think Roquan Smith is underrated?
No, I think he's rated fine.
What do you think he's rated? I'm just curious because you're talking about Baltimore.
I think he's the second best linebacker in football.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to know.
Yeah. Let's go to Quincy Williams, linebacker. I think we can get at least 25 linebackers that are underrated in the league. There's just so many.
I have Zaire Franklin as one.
Yeah.
There's a reason they cut Darius Leonard because he was playing out of this fucking world.
Yeah.
You tackling machine.
EJ Speed too. Like you can argue EJ Speed.
Yeah, I like both those guys. The defense is so like CJ Mosley to me is underrated. Like he signed a big deal. The Jets have been horrible. That no one talks about him anymore, and he's really fucking good.
Yeah. I'm gonna name off some linebackers and see which one pops out to you. I got Jordan Brooks, Pete Werner, Bobby Okereke. I got Marquise Bell from the Cowboys. I have Logan Wilson and Jermaine Pratt.
Oh, those guys are really fucking good.
JOK and
really
Quincy Williams.
All of them are good. Yeah. Marquise Bell, I think he's the biggest. I don't think he's underrated. I think he's like just benefiting from a system. I don't think that guy's good everywhere else. He's having a fine year, no doubt. Like, dude, I would throw J-Ron. I think J-Ron Curse. I didn't put him on my list. Do you remember how much I fucking have liked him since Clemson?
Yeah.
I was like, I think this guy. Like, I asked somebody the other day, and I was like, you know how old he is? They're like, how old? Like,
it's 25. Baby freak, man.
He's like 31. He's been in the fucking league like 7 fucking years. No one figured him out until Dallas.
Fucking baby freak, man. Baby freak. But lots of linebackers, man.
Oh yeah, you probably missed some too.
Yeah. Oh, there were so many I wanted. Like Matt Milano, I think is an underrated linebacker. Like, there's so fucking many, dude. Did you want to say anything about your Cincinnati boys? Because I know you really like them, Pratt.
No, I think they're so fucking good, and like they get no love. The only love they get is for hurting people, and they don't do anything. Like it's not even malicious.
Yeah. Let's go back to defensive tackle. I got a couple guys that I think you will like. DJ Reader, who's criminally underrated. He's been one of the most consistent defensive tackles in the league, and nobody gives him. It's a shame, absolute shame, that the guy hasn't made a Pro Bowl yet. It's fucking insane. Another guy was Danico Autry from the Tennessee Titans.
Oh, yeah. He's fucking really good.
He has like 8. I think he has like 9 sacks this year, Max. He's like 34 years old.
Yeah, he's really fucking good. Yeah, really good for sure.
I think that's it for defensive tackles.
I said Michael Pierce. You know who's underrated? Pierce. Christian Wilkins. He's really good.
Yeah, I think he gets a lot of credit though.
I don't know. I don't know because I feel like the whole thing with them is just Tyreek. So no one gets love on their team. I got Javon Holland for one of my safeties. Before the 99-yard pick six, I put him on the map for a lot of people. He's fucking tremendous.
Me and Max actually wanted to do a video on him. The one thing that Javon Holland did 2 years ago, before the regime with McDaniels, the shit that Brian Flores had that kid do was ridiculous, and he fucking did it. I mean, single high safety like fucking crazy. I don't know if you guys remember a famous game that the Dolphins played on Thursday Night Football against the Ravens, where they absolutely dominated. They ran the same blitz every single play that night. And you know who was a big reason why that blitz fucking worked almost all year? Javon fucking Holland was back there at safety. Like the kid's amazing. He's not doing
Yeah,
all
and then
that
they
much
had like
now.
putting him on fucking cover the slot guys. Like,
Yeah.
dude, it's not what he does. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, straight ball. He's gonna make the Pro Bowl this year. I think he's been getting a lot of buzz, and people love the Dolphins. So I think Javon Holland's finally gonna get his credit due after this year, especially with that pick that he had. Let's stay on safeties, a guy that we both have loved for years now, Jesse Bates, who has just proved why
He's worth every fucking penny.
he's worth every penny.
He's so fucking good.
Yeah, and he's getting the picks in bulk this year. It's hard with defensive players, man, because the tape is what you need to watch, because sacks and interceptions, they come and go. They really do. A guy can stack up sacks and he can not have any sacks a year and he can still be doing really fucking good, like DJ Reader.
I mean, I'm not trying to single out like an Eagle one, but Jalen Carter has 4 sacks on the year. Do you think he's been better than that number?
100%.
Yeah, 100%. That's my point. Like, Max Crosby's constantly better than whatever sack numbers he'll put up.
Yeah, exactly. Let's stay on safeties. Did I have any more safeties on here? Jalen Petrie from the Houston Texans. I think is solid. He's like a Swiss Army knife type of guy. He can play slide. He's kind of like a young honey badger. Honestly, he's just all over the fucking ball, dude. Young honey badger, should I say? Let's go to Quandre Diggs for the Seattle Seahawks. I think he's underrated. I think he's underrated.
You think Jamal's an underrated edge? No. No. I think Tariq Woolen's overrated. I think we said that last week.
Yeah, Tariq Woolen was on the overrated.
I'm trying to think who else is. There's another safety.
That's underrated?
Yeah. Kyle Duggar.
Kyle Duggar, underrated. I felt like got his due last year. A guy that I had on my list that I kind of erased because I kind of want to watch a little bit more film on him. He's been having a great year. Jabril Peppers from the Patriots.
Yeah, I think he's having a really good year too. Yeah. Funny because no one knew what position he'd play, and then he kind of figured shit out late.
Right. Another guy is oh my goodness, Julian Love for the Giants.
Yeah, Julian Love's pretty good. I'm trying to think what other safety. I like Andre Cisco a lot, and I like Rayshon Jenkins.
Yeah,
I think they're a little underrated because they're pretty dynamic. I know they're not the best,
right?
But I think they're underrated.
Yeah. Okay, let's go corners. Okay, I had a couple corners on my list. I had Alontae Taylor from New Orleans. I had Nate Hobbs from the Raiders. I had Greg Newsome from the Browns. L'Jarius Sneed and Jalen Johnson.
Yeah. What about Derek Stingley?
Let's wait and see on him. I think right now he doesn't really deserve to be underrated at this point. Right now, he's had a lot of injuries. He hasn't played that many games. I think the book is still out on him. He needs to get healthy and play some games, get some games under his belt.
When he's healthy, he's pretty fucking good.
Yeah. This year, he's been making some plays, man. A lot of guys on that Houston defense is under the radar. Like, one of the defensive ends that's having a great year for them.
Greenard or Bullard or whatever
or something. He's a free agent next year. There's a lot of guys on Houston that are under the fucking radar, dude. I think that's it for my list. Did I go over
Tyson Campbell's underrated?
I had Tyson on my list, but he's been having a rough year this year. It's been rough. It's been rough because what's his name is playing better than him. He's been guarding. He's been guarding the number ones at times. What's his name? Darius Williams, corner. He's been having a good year. He's been having. I
think Stephon Gilmore's underrated.
At this point, no.
I don't think. I think no one talks about him now, and he's still like a really good corner.
He's a good corner.
He fucking yeah. I mean, he used to be like appropriately rated, and like no one. He went to the Colts, and no one talked about him.
Yeah,
and now like he's just like an afterthought because like Bland and Diggs. I think Trayvon Diggs is underrated when he plays. Like I feel like people don't respect him enough.
You think so?
Really? Because I think people always badmouth him because like he gets like double move, but it's like they ask him to play really aggressive and shit.
Yeah,
and like they want him to jump routes. I'm trying to think who else is underrated real quick, just off the top of my head. I don't think no one in the NFC East, NFC North who's there. I think the Bengals have some good corner. Cam Britt Taylor, he's really good.
Oh, yeah.
I like him.
Yeah,
I like he's
second year guy.
Yeah, that's all I got really. I think we hit everybody.
We hit a lot of guys, but like I said, there's a lot of defensive players out there that we could have put. Like I said, I kind of drew back like the Jabril Peppers, the EJ Speeds, Matt Milano.
When I made it, I had like 30 defensive players, and then one's like do 5 and 5, and I cut like 25, and I was struggling to come up with offensive players.
Yeah, offense is
because it's just talked about so much more,
right?
Like
yeah,
people know what like guys are like.
Yeah, and I think in the world of fantasy, it is like I would say a guy like St. Brown like a year and a half ago was underrated. Now he's rated pretty well now. Yeah, it's tough, man. It's really tough. Can you think of a underrated player in the history of the NFL?
Brandon Boykin.
Brandon Boykin?
If only slot corners had been around when he was a fucking corner. No. Underrated guys in the NFL. Oh, for sure. Brian Westbrook. I'm not just trying to think of Eagles, but Brian Westbrook sticks out to me.
What's the criteria? You can't be a Hall of Famer?
No, I just don't think. I don't know if there's I don't know. What's the criteria? Like, who's like criminally underrated? Like no one's gonna remember how good Anquan Bolden was.
Terrell Davis is pretty.
Oh yeah, underrated. Blow it out your ass.
Hey man,
he's in the Hall of Fame.
Terrell Davis.
He's in the Hall of Fame.
That's what I'm saying. The criteria.
No. Like Anquan Bolden. Like no one's gonna remember how good he fucking was. Correct.
Anquan Bolden was pretty fucking good. He had some great playoff runs, dude.
Who else? Like Tony Romo, underrated quarterback. Better than Eli Manning. Way better. Like fuck you, whoever says. Like one. You were like Eli Manning's a lot of playoff success. He had 2 runs ever.
Yeah, fuck you. Look,
Sean Alexander.
Nah.
Is he overrated? Are people like fucking beating on the drum for him?
I feel like it, yeah.
Who?
I think a lot of people don't realize the short run that Sean Alexander had.
I don't think it was that short. I think he got a lot of injuries.
4 years max.
Well, yeah, but like max. Fucking who had those fucking 4 years? So I'm waiting for you to say underrated player. Excuse me.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a really good one, man. I had one in my head and then he fucked me up. Oh, Greg Olsen, tight end, Panthers.
Yeah,
he was pretty underrated. Who else? I'm trying to think of some.
It
Raiders.
Was like 6 years.
I'm gonna say this: Marcel Reese. Underrated.
He wasn't underrated. He just underused. Difference. So, like, okay, let's think. The 2010s, who was like an amazing receiver? I'd say like Deshaun Jackson, who's going to be underrated.
I think those guys are just weapons. Like you can throw in a lot of those guys get underrated because they're good at one thing. Like Cliff Branch.
You think Rodinata is underrated?
No, I don't think so.
Terrell Suggs. Oh, fuck yeah.
Terrell Suggs, yeah.
Terrell Suggs.
He's pretty famous, though. I think people know how
being famous doesn't, no. I think another person who would be underrated is Julius Peppers because so many of us saw Packers and Bears. Carolina Julius Peppers. And, like, that first year for the Bears was, like, fucking different.
I was a big fan of Dwight Freeney and Robert Mathis, but I
get underrated for sure. For sure, underrated guys.
Oh, Bob Sanders.
That 1 year of Bob Sanders.
Gotta love Bob, for sure. Dude.
Oh, there's going to be a lot of like Vince Wilfork for sure, underrated.
Yeah.
How about this? I think there's underrated teams that were like so fucking good. That might be quicker. We can do it like right now.
Yeah.
Like that fucking Jags team that should have beat the Patriots was fucking really good.
Yeah.
Oh, Calais Campbell.
AJ Bouye.
AJ Bouye. Fucking 3 years of that guy. Let's see.
Underrated.
Jarvis Landry.
That Chiefs team was really fucking good. The one that didn't make it to the Super Bowl that year with Mahomes.
Yeah, C Ford.
Yeah, they were really good.
Why don't we just bring the all-time players next week?
Let's do it. I think that would be fun.
How about we put like timestamp, like what years you want to do?
I feel like we'll have enough room. Well, maybe we'll just stick in the 2000s decade and see how far we get. So. And then if we don't have enough players, we'll creep into the 90s and 80s, 60s.
I don't know. Let's stick with 2000. We'll definitely.
Yeah, 2000s we'll be able to do. We'll fill up the list pretty fucking high. That'll be a fun one. Yeah, let's do it. Underrated and overrated players of the 2000s, the last 24 years.
1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 receivers.
All right. I'm down.
/ tight end.
All right. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed our segment of...
There'll be no Raiders, guys. Sorry.
Xbox Live Party. Yeah, the Raiders were pretty bad in that fucking time. Hey, man, we got 2002. 2000 to 2002. We got some dogs, all right?
Namdi.
John fucking Ritchie, all right? Fullback, baby.
Eagle.
Zach fucking Crockett. Lamont Jordan. Justin Fargas.
Who's my guy? Yeah, that's my boy, Justin Fargas.
Demo. Hey, Demo for 1 year. Jacoby Ford for 1 year.
Oh my god, dude! No, we should do like the MJC, like a Max and One, like fucking like those guys, like the guys we were just like hyping for no reason. Who's a Max guy?
Who's a Max guy? Who
fucking Lito Shepherd?
Lito Shepherd. Takeo Spikes.
Spikes. Jeremiah
all right, let's save it for next. We'll figure it out. That's gonna be a fun one. All right.
Oh my fucking AJ Jenkins, big one for Joey.
Yeah.
Fucking bum.
Riley Cooper. Not his off the field shit. Okay, on the field.
Oh my god, Riley Cooper, what a year.
Oh man. Okay. That's going to do it for Xbox Live Talk for this week, man. We hope you guys enjoyed it. We finished off the underrated and overrated players. Overrated players were last week. Underrated players were this week. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Enjoy the games this week. We appreciate you guys rocking with us. Until next time, we are out. Peace.